and let us all do we can to build a better future.
For old Turtle Boy. Yes, Turtle Boy, Senator Mitch McConnell, the man who froze and paused, looked like he was actually having a heart attack. Well, dare I say it, I would say he was having some kind of medical situation. We are ruled over by senile senior citizens who have no business in power whatsoever. We are ruled over by geriatrics. We are ruled over by individuals that are easily manipulated, told how to vote, how to present themselves, and we don't have real representation in our United States Senate and House because we have, again, a bunch of old people holding on to power and won't let go. Their time is done. And no, this is not me being ageist. This is being real. And if Republican voters and good people of the great state of Kentucky are calling out Mitch McConnell, perhaps it's time for all of us collectively to tell all these old, jag-off, senile politicians that their time has come and gone. We need to have term limits. We need to have age limits because, again, Turtle Boy Mitch McConnell's replacement will be just like him, a click, copy, paste version. Yes, they'll be a little bit younger, but they'll stay in power for the next 10 years, 20 years if need be. Term limits need to happen. We cannot, as a nation, have people at this age ruling over us in their 80s and 90s. Plus, again, people like Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi or Dianne Feinstein. You know what the problem with these old politicians? They're doing insider trading. You want to know why things are bad as they are? It's because of people like Mitch McConnell. And he is enriching himself. So here, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what exactly is going on. Because Turtle Boy Mitch McConnell was told to retire. Now, whether he stays into office or he retires, here's the unfortunate truth that's going to get all of you angry. We're still paying for his retirement. Retire! Mitch McConnell loudly booed and heckled at event in his home state. Senate Minority Leader Turtle Boy Mitch McConnell was greeted at his home state's premier political event over the weekend with loud boos and chants retire as the longtime Republican leader faces increased scrutiny following a series of recent health incidents, to which I have to say, people of Kentucky, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. As McConnell opened his speech at Kentucky's annual Fancy Farm Picnic, ooh la la, part of the crowd where some were holding signs supporting the state's Democratic governor, Andy Beshear, booed and jeered the Republican senator and proceeded to shout, "Lost the Senate." The senator also faced calls to step down as he bashed teachers' unions and claimed Democrats are insufficiently tough on crime. Again, Turtle Boy, look, Democrats and Republicans are giving a lot of money to police departments. It's like he's given a speech and that's all he could do. McConnell, who at a whopping young age of 81 was first elected in the Senate in 1984 and has provided no indication that he intends to retire anytime soon. That little selfish punk. For those of you who keep count, this is my 28th fancy farm. Ooh la la, McConnell said Saturday, declaring that it won't be my last. Oh my God. Kentucky. People of the great state of Kentucky. You know what you got to do. You got to kick that old dog out. During his time as leader of the Senate Republican caucus, McConnell has dragged the federal judiciary to the right by orchestrating the mass confirmation of conservative judges while doing everything in his power to obstruct Democratic appointments. McConnell's efforts culminated in the U.S. Supreme Court's decision last year overturning Roe v. Wade, imperiling abortion rights across the country, including in Kentucky. His legacy now includes the rollback of nearly half-century-old constitutional right to abortion, which 6 Supreme Court justices, 3 of whom McConnell steered through the Senate confirmation gauntlet, have ruled never should have existed, the Courier Journal reported. This ruling directly impacts McConnell's home state of Kentucky, where Roe's reversal triggered a near-total abortion ban, courtesy of the law Republican-controlled state Senate passed in 2019. McConnell's appearance at the Fancy Farm, ooh la la, on Saturday came after the Republican leader suddenly stopped speaking in the middle of his remarks at a press conference late last month, fueling fresh questions about the senator's health. Again, he's fallen down so many times, this old dog. But hey, let's all laugh at him together. Because after all, people in Kentucky, I'm proud of you.
for years. But in the only thing to take time to carry down.
It's like he can't even hear the audience. You know, he's probably hard of hearing. Are they saying ooh burns or boo burns? It's like, again, these old politicians, they live in their other world. Here, let's just listen to that one more time. Fancy farm, ooh la la.
But in the only thing to take time to carry down. I know something about beating the sheep. English here,
Are they saying refire or retire? Lawrence Johnson said, find the chin. Yeah, because you can see his little gobble little chicken neck right there. This old dog, these old politicians, they got to go. What can we take away from this? Well, number one, this is an overall problem in the United States, especially at the federal level. And we see it in the White House. We see it in the U.S. Senate. We see it in the House of Representatives, but we also see it at the state level too. Politicians who stay into power for 20, 30 plus years. We have successfully created an oligarchy in which our politicians have created a system where they can continue to enrich themselves and continue to make policy decisions, making our lives miserable. You want to want why things suck as bad as they do? It's because of these old dog politicians. They've had their time in the sun, but they're not letting go. They refuse to retire. And we got to force that retirement. We have to start building movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C. Diehard Democratic voters, diehard Republican voters. Even if you do kick out the old guard and replace it with a new Democrat or a new Republican, you do realize that you're just repeating the cycle over and over again. We need to think about the bigger picture. We need to think about putting in term limits. We need to think about putting in age limits. And we need to stop playing this game where we're constantly putting ourselves at risk. Because the only reason why somebody like Mitch McConnell exists is because of our silent, obedient consent. And unfortunately, boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, Gen Z, we have all contributed to this nightmare. That's why we have to wake up from it. That's why we have to break away from the two-party system. This current system is why we are stuck in chains of neoliberalism, why we are stuck where we're at. And if we don't wake up, old dogs like Mitch McConnell are going to keep on getting away with it. You think he's going to look down from his ivory tower at the poor people and say, oh, we must do something? No. He's going to open the window and continue taking a dump on us. These politicians don't like you. They don't think about you. And they don't respect you. All of these politicians got to go. Yes, vote blue. And I'm even going to talk about Biden too. Because, again, if there's any shining example of why we need to have age limits and term limits, it's because of good old Joe 30330, the senile old goat who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.